Hey guys, this is Kincaid here with your episode 12 review of Survivor Blood vs. Water, a very, very crazy episode. A lot of people are talking about on the internet about how crazy of a tribal it was, and that it was insane. It was like, wow. Before I get on all of the episode, there's a lot to cover. If any of you probably heard about the tragedy between Katie and Tina, about their loss. I just wanted to say my thoughts are and prayers are with you. And unless you're hiding on a rock or something, you probably heard about it too. I would encourage anybody to say a prayer for those two, because it's really, really hard to lose a loved one. So I'm encouraging everybody to send a thought or a prayer their way. So please do that. They're both very sweet. I met Tina last summer in celebrations. Very sweet lady. And Katie seems really sweet too. So please send a prayer their way. Alright, now on with the episode 12 review. I'm going to call it Crazy Tribal whatever. I'm a little bit under the weather. I had to call off sick on work today. So that's why I'm like feeling kind of blah. But I'm gonna tough this out for you guys. All right, here we go. Redemption Island. It's Caleb, Tina, and Laura. Basically, they enter the arena, and the first thing is Caleb doesn't look at the other's way, and then he kind of says something about a Southern man's honest word, unless it's in Utah or Philly. Basically, he's taking jabs at Jervis, not Gervasi, Jervis. Jervis and Tyson. Tyson being from Utah, and obviously Jervis being from Philadelphia with that goofy Philadelphia's Eagles shirt that he has on. I'm not a Philadelphia fan either, but I am a fan of Jervis's. So take it for what it is. So on to the Redemption Island. It's a house of cards. Laura Moret obviously blows it out of the water. But it came down to Tina and Caleb. At one point, Caleb was winning, but his stack was like Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like, it was looking like this. And eventually what happened, the whole stack blew over, and Tina just waited like last seconds and just didn't do anything, so she wins out. So Caleb becomes the third member of the jury. On the way out, though, Jeff mentioned Colton, and that Caleb had to have respect for dealing with Colton and how he played the game and his hard work ethic. And I just wish Jeff hadn't mentioned Colton, but whatever. But Caleb did play a great game. He did work hard out there, and I'll give him credit for that. So, Caleb will be missed, I'm sure. But he's the third member of the jury. Back at camp, as the preview shows, Hayden's making moves to go against Tyson. Goes to Jervis, and Jervis is like, okay, here you go, fist bump. Sierra is pretty much saying she doesn't want anything to do with Hayden and Katie at this point. Hayden makes this big speech during the night, like saying, "Oh, I hope you all enjoy second, because that's what Tyson's going to win this game. He's playing the best game ever this season, and I hope you all enjoy second." And Tyson's like, "Yeah, it's cool," but then he's like, "I don't like him throwing me under the bus like that." Back at Redemption, of course, Laura gives Sierra the hidden immunity clue. She actually keeps it this time. So everybody the following morning is looking for the hidden immunity idol clue. Tyson, after a very, very heartfelt confessional, he eventually finds it. He climbs the tree, and he finds it again. But the funny thing was, he had no pockets in his shorts or whatever. And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll hide it in my crotch or whatever, since nobody will notice a bulge. It was hilarious. Typical Tyson. It was. But yeah, basically, Hayden and Katie are going for Tyson and all that good stuff. We go to the immunity challenge. It's balancing the. It's a balance beam. You got to put some poles together and put a little ball at the end, and you have to balance it out. I would suck at that challenge. I'd probably lose. I'm not much. Well, I do have balance, but then I'd be like poor Katie, where the ball kept bouncing me on the head. The ball would bounce me in the head like it did. That happened to Katie a couple times. It was funny, but it was like, oh man. But yeah. Eventually it came down to, and then when you did all that, you'd have to, you got your your pole through and all that. You'd come to a crate where you have to unlock it, and then you would throw sandbags at the little targets. And Jervis was rocking it. It came down to him and Monica. He eventually won out, and they won ice cream. And he took Tyson and Monica with him. And I don't know. Here was my one problem with it. They brought the ice cream right in front of the other three. They ate right in front of them, which I thought that's kind of a slap in the face and rubbing salt in the wound. I wish they wouldn't do that. They did the same thing in Caramoan when the food challenge with the rewards. They kind of set the bars right in front of everybody else, while everybody else ate right in front of Dawn and Brenda. That kind of stuff isn't cool with me. I think that's just kind of wrong, and then rubbing the salt in the wound. It's just not right. All right, let's talk about Tribal. Hayden, pretty much, it was, poor Sierra was in a tug of war. Hayden was pointing out that she's fourth on the Dominant Alliance there, and he was trying to sway her to go to the other side, and it became this huge arguing match. And there was one point where Hayden said Russell Feathers, which means Russell, not Russell Hands, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought. I thought it was funny. It was a big fight, and not a fight, but big, kind of like a political argument on that side. And what happened was the votes came down to Mock and Hayden. They were tied. And they voted again, and guess what? Tied. So now, guess what happens? They drew rocks, and Hayden, Monica, Jervis were immune at this point. They didn't have to draw rocks, so it came to Tyson, Sierra, Katie, and guess what happens? Unfortunately, Katie got screwed. She picked the white rock, and Monica and the other two got black rock. So very, very crazy Tribal. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about it for a long, long time, because as we know, in Survivor history, the drawing rocks only happened for another time, so that's only the second time that's happened. So Katie gets sent off to Redemption in the previews. Next week it shows maybe Tina might just lay down for her daughter, which I think will be very sweet. So we'll see. It's previews next week with Tina versus Katie, and we'll see what happens next week. Hopefully I'll feel better next week. It's coming down to the end now, so my pick is to win is Tyson at this point, because he looks like he's getting the winners at it, but that's just me. So even though I hope Monica or Hayden wins, because that's my main two, because Aris was my main one at the beginning, because he's such a cool dude. Speaking of which, did anybody notice his looks during Tribal? They were hilarious, especially when Jervis was talking. He was like, it was hilarious. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. All right. Peace, love, chicken grease.